Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just coming on to Bitcoin. But the CoinsKid cruise. So Bitcoin's trading down 8.6% in the last 24 hours. Currently trading at $67,123 right there in the last 24 hours. Seen a bit of a pullback. Okay, so I have got a bearish outlook, short-term bearish outlook on Chainlink and equally XRP. And I think that they're sort of adding a little bit of confidence to one another's analysis, basically, that I have for them. I'll go through that with you in the XRP video today. But with Bitcoin, obviously, we only typically see drawdowns in altcoins if Bitcoin corrects, and this is something I do relay to you quite a lot, that if we do start to see Bitcoin roll over, then obviously your altcoins are going to drag even more because of the volatility of those particular coins. So this is why you do see a greater appreciation in those coins, in the altcoins, and then if Bitcoin shits to bed, boom, your altcoins absolutely get battered, basically. So what I'm looking at right now, Bitcoin is just having a normal correction, isn't it? Just a moderate correction so far. I'm going to target some buyback bids for you on Bitcoin today. I'm going to show you exactly where I'm putting bids in, but equally what I'm looking at is just the data, not because blockchain backer told me to sell at 47k or because Savvy told me to wait for 3k. I'm just purely relying on data in the charts right now to tell me when the top's in, not because of some bias or because of Wyckoff distribution schematic right there. I'm just purely relying on the data. Unless the price action tells me otherwise, I remain in my Bitcoin. I'm looking to continue this show until the data tells me when to go, basically. So the CKR is currently sitting at 69. I have actually added some more data sets into this particular indicator for the CoinsKid crew. The DXY currently 88. I'm looking for that top out at 100. AI currently at 68. We've got the Mayer multiple at 71 and the MVRVZ score 42 at the moment. Okay, so we're doing incredibly well. And I think that once all these these metrics get really overcooked, really in the dark green zone, then I'll be happy to walk away from the Bitcoin market right there. And I've told you in a previous video what I'm looking for, the data in the charts to anticipate and look at that high probability of the altcoin season kicking in right there. So I think we're going through a correction. I'll show you my targets today for Bitcoin, but I think once this correction's over and done with confluence of the Chainlink chart that I've posted in the Discord and the XRP video and the chart that I've posted as well, I think once that correction's over and done with, it's party resumed, basically. So let's dive into the Bitcoin chart so we can see, okay? So taking a quick look at the DXY on the daily time frame before I do dive into the Bitcoin chart. Now, this particular chart is why I do remain bullish on risk, basically, as well as my targets that I have above and the key data and the metrics that I'm showing to you in the CKR indicator right there. This particular chart, this index is why I'm bullish on Bitcoin, because I think what we've got here is a perfect ABC after a parabolic move, and this is something I spoke about, this double bottom in 2021, this meteoric rise for the the cash is king scenario, the DXY, everyone's getting super bearish on risk. But at this point, when we broke down here, this is where I really did get bullish on Bitcoin and risk. I was looking for new all-time highs in the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the DJI, all them big indexes right there where people are really, really bearish. I said to you, the clue is in the DXY. So we broke down for DXY, and then we've seen things going the opposite direction. Really, really simple technical analysis. And as this was coming up, everything, risk was falling into the floor. So like I said to you, I think that the DXY is the clue. It's going parabolic, and when it starts to break down in its ABC, we're going to look at a major move to the upside, and we're doing incredibly well so far. So I think, on this particular chart, I identified this breakdown into April of last year. Then we created this irregular ABC correction in the DXY, and then I identified the top of the B wave, and right now this is the start of the C wave. So like I said to you, way back in the summer, was everyone getting really bearish again on Bitcoin. I said to you, the confluence in the DXY, it's doing exactly what it did at the top of this meteoric move just there. Rinse repeat pattern. If it starts to fall out the box like it did there, we should see a massive vertical in the Bitcoin chart, and we've seen exactly that so far. So until we start to see a reversal at this point, then I remain bullish on risk, basically. Really simple. So what I'm looking at is, I think that this is an ABC coming down. This has been the A wave into April of last year, confluence of that top in April for Bitcoin. Then we had the irregular B wave basically there, and then boom, we're in a C wave. So we're still in a C wave. So in my opinion, this C wave, this next leg is a massive vertical in risk. It should blow off top, and it could come relatively soon, because if I'm correct, the C wave has 5 waves, so possibly some kind of 1, 2. Right now we're emerging the third wave coming down for 5, and we're looking for the big blow off top, the big drop in the DXY, possibly by July this year, in confluence with my big blow off top theory for risk and Bitcoin by that time frame as well. So at the minute, until I start to see this chart reverse and tell me otherwise, I think we're caught in a C wave, and the optimal entry point that I did relay to you in the summer was this sweet spot just there. And this is something I did say, is this a breaking down? Does this start to come up in the B wave correction? Because you've had a parabolic meteoric rise here. This is A, this is B, this is C. Simple ABC zigzag to where you come from. Really simple, okay? The top of the B wave, which is the start of the C wave, is going to be the best opportunity I give you on Bitcoin. And it really has been. If we take a look at the Bitcoin chart right now, it's not bullshit, not hopium. Look at it. And this is something I was talking about all there on this rising channel, bearish rising channel. As this will come coming down. We've got the 5 waves of death. We've got the bump and run pattern. We've got the top, triple top pattern like we did in this box just there. I was relaying that to you as well. And at that point, the verticalness breakout in the chart, the C wave rearing its ugly head in basically the DXY. So I'm looking for the date to break. I'm looking for the structure to break to negate this scenario that I'm looking at. So this is why I've added the DXY into my metrics right there and the CKR, because I think that once the DXY in the CKR indicator right there gets to 100, then really think about a position in here. Because typically we do see the DXY hit that 100 mark, and it's a secret little score that I've given. I won't reveal too much just at the minute, but in time I will. But whenever we see that score at 100 for the DXY, that always indicates a very strong toppy signal for the Bitcoin and risk charts right there. So I remain bullish because of the DXY. Really simple. So I'm looking for the negation. I'm looking for the structural bottom in this particular chart, and I don't necessarily see it yet, because from this point here we're still making a series of lower highs and retracing at the moment. This is why the past couple of days we've seen a bit of a drawdown in crypto, because this is broken down, retracing to where it's come from. So if this continues, this is it. This is your big breakout as this C wave continues its leg to the downside. This is the vertical in risk and XRP, Chainlink, Ethereum, Cardano, all them big blow off top targets that I have right there could be met, and it's simply really simple. It's because of this next leg to the downside for the DXY. So again, structurally, if we start to see the DXY coming up, taking that high out and then taking that pivot high out that it put in, I think it was, when was that, in February of basically on my birthday, February of this year. If it starts to take that out, then structurally we could say, okay, well, the DXY is giving us clues that we're not getting that big blow off top this year. So we'll keep an update, keep an eye on the DXY. But what I'm looking for, is confluence of the analysis of breakdown this chart is really simple. We should see Bitcoin and risk go in the opposite direction. So I do have targets on the S&P 500 for those people who've been paying attention. When everyone was really bearish as this was rising on risk, basically I was super bullish, and so far so good. So I've got targets on the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, the DJI, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, Cardano, XRP. I do post them in the Discord right there. So if you do want to get them, targets, jump into the Discord and get them targets right there. So let's dive into the Bitcoin chart and see what we can see. But like I said to you at the minute, we're having a bit of retracement for the DXY, and this is why we're seeing that drawdown on Bitcoin. But if we start to roll over here and start to come down, sweep this low, wow, we are in a massive continuation vertical for risk right there. Let's dive into the Bitcoin chart and see what we can see. Okay, just going to Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, and we've got the beautiful impulsive wave 1, zigzag 2, 3, irregular 4, and final 5th wave below top right now. And the confluences in the DXY to have shown you equally on the weekly time frame for the DXY. This is confluence wide. That is your true top of April, May 2021 for the crypto markets. This is when the DXY created a double bottom and then went parabolic. This is a bull trap. The DXY was in its parabolic mania phase here as this created the bull trap, the B wave high. So I think at that point, there's your A, there's your B, there's your C. So from this point, this has been an impulsive move coming up, and this is why I did anticipate a quick, swift all-time high for Bitcoin when many people didn't, because I said to you, I think that this is an irregular correction of a larger cycle. Impulsive wave 1, corrective wave 2, impulsive wave 3, corrective wave 4, boom, impulsive wave 5. So what we're looking for is 5 waves within this final 5th wave, and I don't necessarily think we've got it yet, but it'll start to reveal its head if we start to see a greater correction and a loss of a 20-week EMA. I will say to you, I think that that's it, or impulsive move is done at that point. So the thick yellow line is your bull market support. So typically what we do when we start to come up in these big monster moves, you blow off top phase, your big verticals and your big impulsive moves, we begin to run away from this thick yellow line like it smells, just like we did here. So typically, we could be at a pause point before the major move to the upside, pause point before a major move to the upside, and this next leg up here, could be the sort of rollover that we anticipate in the DXY right there, the continuation of the C wave, which leads to this major parabolic, vertical, which no one is expecting right now. So we are potentially in the early stages of a parabolic blow off top here for Bitcoin. This is something I relayed to you, that until we start to see the data, that's my projection because of the data. So at the moment on the daily, we're doing really well, aren't we? So we're busting a move. I think on the daily we did print a buy ribbon signal just there. Look at that, way back in October. I relayed that to you. Been holding it ever since, and I think going forward, losing the daily ribbon, that would be a bearish little statement going forward on the macro. So far we're doing really well. So any buybacks I'm looking for right now, I'm going to show you exactly where they are. So I don't necessarily think it will come this deep, but obviously anything can happen. This will be a level of support, which I wouldn't mind seeing a little retest, the previous resistance, back test of support, because we broke out just there without back testing the God candle. So if it gets like nasty ABC zigzag, I'm looking for a buyback at 53227. I will put some bids on these ribbons. Basically, you can clearly see we hold the ribbon. Look at that, like an absolute boss. So the ribbon, currently the top of the ribbon is 62005. I will put some bids on that today. If we go through some kind of ABC zigzag here over the next few weeks or whatever, A, B, C zigzag back down to the top of ribbon for continuation, that'd be an amazing little sweet spot. If it gets a bit nasty, a bit more, you know, starts to fall through the ribbon right there, I will be looking to load back up on 53227. So that's based on my buyback zones today. Top of the ribbon at 62006, and this level here, put some bids on there for the big boy bounce. Hope you enjoyed that update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care, everyone. Back soon with another update on Bitcoin. Bye bye.